You know, deep in the heart of the Caribbean, there's an island that almost feels like it defies time. It's a place that was carved by these primal forces, where the Earth itself still feels like it's speaking. Here, being resilient isn't just an idea, it's woven into the very soul of the nation. This is the story of Dominica, the unbreakable island.
So, Dominica is called the nature island of the Caribbean. But what does that really mean? Is it just some clever marketing slogan? Or does it point to something way deeper, something that's part of its identity, its history, and its entire future?
Sometimes you can find a nation's identity in the smallest details. Take a look at Dominica's flag. See that flash of purple? That little detail makes it one of only 2 sovereign nations in the world to use that color. And it's not just for looks. It's a tribute to the Ciceroo parrot, this magnificent, critically endangered bird you can't find anywhere else on Earth. Right there, in its most important symbol, the island is declaring its unbreakable bond with the natural world.
And we're not talking about an island that just has a few parks. No, this is more like a park that happens to be an island. It's a land of towering, mountainous rainforests, a real sanctuary for rare species that have totally vanished from other islands nearby. This is the raw, untamed Caribbean.
This connection to the land? It's ancient. Long before Columbus ever showed up, the island's first people, the Kalinago, they had a name for it, Wetukubuli. It means tall is her body. See, to them, this wasn't just a bunch of mountains. It was a living, breathing thing, a kind of goddess rising right out of the sea.
To really understand that body, you have to look beneath the surface. All of this breathtaking beauty was born from some pretty incredible geological violence. It was literally forged in a crucible of fire and water.
About 27 million years ago, Dominica began this slow, explosive rise from the ocean floor. Geologically speaking, it's a baby, the youngest island in the Lesser Antilles, and it's still growing, still being shaped by this immense volcanic power deep inside the Earth.
And the evidence of this raw power is just everywhere. I mean, the most dramatic example, the boiling lake. It's what's called a flooded fumarole, basically a volcanic vent, and it's this churning, superheated cauldron that's a constant reminder that this island is very, very much alive. So this volcanic foundation creates a landscape of these staggering extremes. You've got peaks like Morne Diablotin scraping the clouds, and then there's this almost unbelievable network of 365 rivers, one for every single day of the year, carving their way down to the sea. All that water feeds this hyper-fertile soil, which in turn nurtures the dense protected rainforests that really define the whole island.
But that same rugged terrain that nurtures all this life, it also became a fortress. And it didn't just shape the island's ecology, it shaped the entire story of its people, a story that's really defined by resistance.
The island's mountains and its forests basically became a natural fortress. For centuries, it was the last stronghold for the Kalinago people. And even after Britain took control, that spirit of resistance just endured. In 1838, Dominica did something incredible. It became the very first British colony in the Caribbean to elect a legislature with a black majority. This deep-rooted legacy of defiance eventually led right up to full independence in 1978.
This whole deep, profound connection is captured perfectly in their national motto, Après Bondy, c'est la terre. After God is the earth. And that's not just some poetic phrase. It's a statement of survival. Everything, their identity, their freedom, life itself, it all comes from the land. And that bond, it has been tested time and time again. The story of modern Dominica is really about enduring these incredibly powerful natural forces, of facing down storms that would honestly break other nations.
For decades, the island's entire economy was built on one single crop, bananas. But as global markets changed and the storms got fiercer, that foundation started to feel pretty fragile. So, Dominica had to adapt to survive. It started this difficult but really necessary pivot, turning its natural beauty and its national sovereignty into new lifelines through things like ecotourism and a really pioneering citizenship by investment program.
And then, in 2017, the ultimate test came, Hurricane Maria. The damage was just catastrophic. It totaled 226% of the country's annual GDP. Let that sink in. The storm didn't just cause damage. In a matter of hours, it erased more than 2 years of the nation's entire economic output.
It was a direct hit, a monstrous Category 5 storm that left almost nothing untouched. An estimated 90% of all the buildings on the island were damaged or just completely destroyed. The nature island was stripped bare.
But the story of Dominica after Maria is not one of victimhood. It is a story of pure grit and renewal. Drawing on that deep, deep history of resilience, its people began this monumental task of not just rebuilding, but completely reimagining, pioneering what it actually means to be a climate-resilient nation in the 21st century.
So from its volcanic birth to its modern battle against climate change, Dominica has always endured. Its story teaches us that true strength isn't really about avoiding the storm. It's about having roots that are deep enough to withstand it, and having the vision to build back even stronger. In a world that's facing its own unprecedented storms, maybe the most important question is this: what can we all learn from the unbreakable island?